Okay, it's recording. It acts like it's working fine now.
I'm glad you had an extra tape.
Huh?
So I'm glad you had extra tape. Scrum it in the bag.
Okay.
Locked in the bag.
I guess we're ready to roll.
In the bag. Actually, I have extra in your bag.
Whatever. Cruising over to the Yucatan today. Way over there. Can you see that land? It's Playa del Carmen over there. That's where we're going, and we're going to go to see the Mayan ruins. I hope this thing's not displaying. It says it is. I can't tell. Huh?
Are you ready?
We're at Tulum.
Okay.
Dick, are you up there? Peek out behind the window if you're there.
Good to see me. Look up here. Look up here.
Oh, there you are.
On the corner of this building up here is an iguana. This first one. You didn't see him looking around? Top of that rock?
Yep, we got him.
Okay.
How old would an iguana? Oops. Okay, this is it. We've started on this tour. It's really hot.
Jeez.
Here in Tulum, we have some houses, like the first one you see on the left side. Houses where priests lived. They were the only ones who were in Tulum, Mayans priests. That is the reason why you see the wall all around the place. The wall was made to keep the people away from which was considered a holy place. So the normal people was outside the place, living in little huts like this one. Thatched roof houses, wooden walls. This is why there are no remains of this type of houses outside the place. The people was outside or in big cities such as Coba. Have you heard about the place? Coba?
Yes, Coba.
30 miles inland. If you have time to go over there someday, do it, because there you can see the main Mayan city on the peninsula. In Coba they have found about 6,000 buildings like this.
Wow.
You know, that was the main capital of these people. Most of the buildings in Coba are still covered by the jungle. That place is not very well known because the road to go there was made only 20 years ago. That is the reason why few people know about the main city, Coba, not as Tulum. Friends, Tulum was discovered in 1841 by John Lloyd Stevens and Catherwood. Have you heard about those explorers?
Yeah, there's John Lloyd.
They were the same ones who found San Gervasio in Conzumel, Chichen Itza, Tikal in Guatemala. They found most of the archaeological sites at the time. I want you to know, thanks to those explorers in 1840, we know the Mayan civilization. Only since 20 years ago, the Mexican government has been able to work in this place. Why only since 20 years ago?
No.
Well, thanks to Cancun, the government got the money to work in this. Before Cancun, no way to do it. And all of this was still covered by the jungle. 2 dots, 3 and 4. Now they could use only 4 dots, no more than 4. To make 5 is not another dot. 5, it's a line, a bar like this, no dots. If you have a line, plus 1 would be 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 are 2 lines, 2 5s. Plus the dots, that makes 14.
Yeah.
15 and 19. Very simple. Every line is 5 and that is 1. So 20. How would be 20?
So 20 would be 4 lines.
4 lines. No, that is where it changed. They were the first ones who knew the concept of the 0 before any culture in the world. This is the Mayan 0. And they used it in base 20, not base 10. They used to have a bidecimal system, not a decimal system. So to make 20 like this, a dot and the 0 below the dot, that is 20. Why? Well, because 1 times 20 is 20. If you have 2 dots, that is 40, 60, 80, or 100. 5 times 20, it's 100. Base 20, not base 10. This is what we use nowadays in the computers, a binary system based on dots and dashes. This is what these people used to do a long time ago, friends. Stay here. You have noticed all the way from Playa del Carmen, from Cancun to this place, you didn't see any colonial town. no gold.
That's interesting.
Notice down there, and you see some more square foundations where the priest houses, where the tombs they haven't uncovered yet. Notice this, there is still a lot of work to do, mainly tombs to uncover here in Toulon. So let's see the first temple over this side. Be careful, watch the steps. This is one of the temples. It's known as the Temple of the Frescoes because there are still some beautiful paintings inside the temple. But I want you to notice here at the corner, a big face, a big mask. Can you see it?
The
Right
mask?
on the corner.
On the cornerstone.
Yeah.
You see the chin, mouth, nose, and eyes. And there is another on the other side. They are the faces of the Mayan god, representing the duality, you know, life and death, or day and night. But notice why. Here the eyes are opened, it was painted. On the other side, the eyes are closed, never was painted, representing death. The faces of the god representing the duality of the life. Okay? Now let's.
Yeah.
That is the purpose of the entrance, to see the change of the seasons. Besides to be houses or temples, you will see there observatories.
So they were keeping track of the seasons.
That was the way also to know when was the time to plant, to make the harvest,
Yep.
and to control the common people too.
Yeah.
Representing Mayan gods, there we have Chac. Chac, represented by a long nose, he's the rain god of the Mayan people. Also there is Ixchel, known as the fertility goddess. If you don't know, they used to believe in many gods. But they used to believe too in some main gods, and those main gods are outside the temple. Please notice up there and see red hands on the temple,
Yep.
like the ones over here above the two first columns,
Yep.
and up there on the right side. Friends, if you go to Uxmal, Chichen Itza, wherever you go in any one of these archaeological sites, you will find them. They are representing the powerful hands of Itzamna. Itzamna is the one you see right at the central niche. See his position upside down? Can you see it, lady? The one at the center? You see the legs up. Between the legs, a piece of his loincloth. This one upside down. You will see it on all of these temples. Listen why. His name is Itzamna. He's known as the descending god. If you don't know, these people were believers of a man who used to come down from the heavens to teach them about the science and the arts. According to the legends, he was a white man, light eyes and long beard person. Have you heard about this story?
A little bit, and that's why they thought that the conquistadors were.
Exactly, it was him who was coming back. Friends, he's what the Aztec people call him Quetzalcoatl. Incas in South America call him Viracocha. Even in North America, in Hawaii, there they call him Lono. I want you to understand something. Everywhere in America, there is the same belief about this God. And he was a real man who, by means of imposing his hands, he was able to heal sick people. That's why they placed red hands on the buildings to recognize those healing hands. It was like a blessing to recognize them. See the one up there? Kukulkan. Have you seen the name somewhere? Kukulkan?
Kukulkan.
This guy right up here, he said is the god of the gods who actually sent his son.
Another name is
Who was this one down here, the
Listen
upside
what
down
means
one?
Ka-witch. Ka means two, which faces.
That's the
two
upside
faces
down one?
of the god. And those are the ones we
And the
have
god
at
of
the
the gods,
corners.
who's the father of that
The
one.
other face, here representing death. Come to the corners to see it there. And take a look up there. You can see upon
That
the
little
wall
hole,
some
you
little
see
steps.
light coming through there at the
Can you
equinox,
see those
the
steps?
sun at the
Over there
equinox.
you can see remains. From that well they got the fresh water for this priest. The building above the cave is one of the priest houses. So understand this, the priest houses were all around the place. Temples at the center and the holiest area up there. That's why you see here remains of a second wall surrounding the holiest part of Toulon.
Okay.
To understand it very well, I want you to remember about the Mayan calendar, which was divided into 18 months of 20 days each one. So how many days would be 18 times 20? Lots of them, isn't it? 360.
360.
Plus
That's
5 days of ceremonial days, 365 days.
Alright.
During those 5 days, the common people could be in Toulon for ceremonies, but it could be down here, never up there, which is the holiest part of Toulon, only for their priests. Where priests used to dance, ceremonial dancings in honor to their gods. Take a look up there and you see the main gods of these people right in the niche. See the one at the center, he's upside down. The one on the left, he's standing up. He's Hunapku God, the god of the gods, the one who made everything but the one who sent his son to teach them about that.
The upside down. Is the sun.
The third one is empty. Really, we don't know who was in the third niche. Those gods were represented by a symbol. Notice that symbol which is at the corners. Can you see on the very corners a little symbol? The one on the left corner, please.
That one looks like an eagle or a top.
You see the mouth open,
Uh-huh.
teeth in it, a little eye, and many lines going up.
Mhm.
Those are the feathers. This is the head of the feather serpent. Have you heard about this symbol, the feather serpent? This is what Aztecs call it Quetzalcoatl, and Mayans call it Kukulkan, meaning the same feather serpent. Kukul means feathers, can snake. Have you seen what it means Cancun, for instance? Can snake, kun nest, snake nest. Serpent, if you go to any corner, from the corners is not a straight line, like this too, a big serpent too. Now you can understand me why. Kukulkan, the serpent, is what protects the holy place. Have you heard about what we see there at Chichen Itza on March and September 21st?
I just heard of Chichen Itza now.
How in the main temple the sun makes a shadow like this? A big
Oh, no.
serpent on the temple. At the bottom is the head of the feather serpent made of stones. So you see the shadow, the body moving down. We
Oh,
call
really?
it the descending of Kukulkan. The tall trees. There is the right.
So these guys believe that the upside down god was coming back someday and he was going to come from the east. I don't know how much of what the guide has been saying you've been able to hear, but basically they built this whole thing as a holy place, and they were looking for this god to come back from the east because he had told them he would do that. Oh, there he is now.
But the Spaniards never knew about that. So when the Spaniards came here, they had a lot of shipwrecks all along the reef. And that is the main reason why the Mayan conquest was not so easy. It was not by sea, it was by land after the Aztec conquest. It took place in the 1542, the Mayan conquest, thanks to the reef.
So they crashed a bunch. So I think I read that there were shipwrecks out here. And a lot
Yes,
of
if
divers
you like the scuba diving, you
Yeah.
can still see many of those wrecks along the reef. See the stone building there, friends, one of the lookout towers. At each corner we have those buildings to protect the ceremonial center. And right there is the way to get to the beach where you can cool off, or well, the seaport of Tulum. My dear friends, this is mainly the explanation about Tulum. I hope you have understood me and you can enjoy it.
Yes, I am. Here's Connie in Tulum.
Looking for that fresh spring water. Used to be right over there. Fresh spring water.
Cool.
Yeah.
Water. Clear. Water. Water. Well, it was an interesting discussion on Tulum. Interesting place. This used to be covered with jungle. We got American breakfast, or we got American breakfast, or we got continental.
Well, I want to hear the bird.
What?
I want to hear this bird. I'm trying to figure out what this bird is. Listen. Well, he was talking a lot more a minute ago.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien. Gracias.
Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado?
Colorado.
Colorado? I'm looking at breakfast this morning.
I really need it.
Yeah. They have good food. Okay.
There's a rainbow, Connie.
A rainbow? Where?
Out there on the water to the left. And about 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay, pardon me, I have to clean my lens. I didn't know they had rainbows down here.
Especially when it didn't rain.
Wow.
It's like a rainbow.
Oh, he's gonna sing. Not the bird, Dick.
We're at Plancar Beach. This is our third time to come down here. It's way on the south end. Very desolate. Plancar, yeah, Plancar. Playa Car was the place yesterday over at Playa del Carmen. But you can see there's just nobody. Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh, I think I got just nothing but sky and the camera just didn't know what to do. We're gonna watch the sunset down here. It's our last evening on the island. As you can see, there's just nobody out here. It's decent snorkeling out here too. We saw beautiful starfish. I just saw some sand dollars, and of course there's the standard fish. We saw the tail of an eel the other day, but we didn't want to drag him out. Nobody can hear you, Connie. It's the wind and the waves. But that's the only development right here, and it's just it's a nice little restaurant, and those group of tables, that's it. Nothing else out here. Very private. Jungle's right here. Here's a native. So hi, native. Last evening. A little more waves today than there has been before. The other couple times we were here, this was laying just dead calm. It'll probably lay down a little bit later. It's not bad, it's just a little more waves. Sounds good. Hasta luego.